just in case you thought that this show is going a bit too northern, we decided we would completely turn things around here and we would bring on our friend Nathan Blackaby. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, mate. If I'm in Essex, should I be saying like, "Oh, shut up," something like that? Isn't it?
If you could do, I mean, so where are you from? Because my thinking is that basically everybody who lives down south is 15 minutes away from Buckingham Palace.
No, to be fair, I'm probably an hour. But I am in Essex, the promised land, and the sun is shining, mate. It is glorious down here.
And hopefully this weather is going to continue. Let me just check the time here at the moment. It will continue for at least the next 8 days, 9 hours and 29 minutes and 55 seconds, because that's when the gathering is going to be taking place. Now, we're really excited about this because it's the first time that we've ever been down there. I won't be able to go personally because, well, if you can change the date next year for this, I'd be very grateful, because it always falls on the weekend of both of my children's birthdays.
Oh, mate. Yeah, you can't miss that one. You really can't.
So yeah. We are sending two of our team down there. Brilliant. What can they expect? Because they're very excited, but they've asked me, well, what's it like? And I've had to say, I really don't know. I can't tell you.
Mate, the gathering's a weird sort of hybrid. We often explain it as like a cross between Songs of Praise and Top Gear. It's bloke stuff. It's fun. There's live comedy. There's live music. There's just a festival vibe to the whole weekend. It's brilliant. But then we do introduce guys to an experience of worship. So, you know, standing and being amongst guys that are worshiping, even if you're not a Christian, you know, it's really, really powerful. So we have loads of stuff. There's inflatables, rodeo balls, sumo suits, you know, everything you'd want just to go crazy. Ice cream van, it's bonkers. But we introduce blokes to Jesus, and we don't do it in a way that's preachy. We do it in a way that's just story. There's testimonies. There's blokes telling their lives. We just make that introduction and leave it over to God, really.
It sounds great. It really does. And this must be the only one of its kind. I don't know any other festival where it just says it's for blokes.
Yeah, mate, it's true. It is the only one of its kind. It's a really unique thing. Been around for 10 years now, and we've seen actually over 1,000 blokes make a genuine sort of decision to change their lives and take on the Christian faith, which is incredible. And we also team up Compassion. We've got about 500 kids sponsored. So, yeah, I mean, the stories, mate, are incredible. It's not just blokes on a jolly. We've seen lives transformed. We've seen lives rescued from addiction. Men that have arrived having left home, like their cars full of their stuff, and they're like, I wasn't going to go home. You know, we've seen families restored. So, yeah, incredible, mate. And it is a one-of-a-kind thing.
And tell us about how it started, because presumably it was an idea that you and a few other people had. And I'm always interested, because how's it gone from an idea to an actual festival? Because I personally know how much of a job it is to arrange an event. When I've organised little local Christmas fetes or summer fairs, I know how difficult that can be with security, insurance, making sure there's enough toilets. It must be a massive job.
Mate, it is. And particularly with blokes, because notoriously we're last minute, non-committal, you know, and suddenly we go from having no bookings to 1,500 bookings. It's ridiculous. But so the vision for it came about. Basically, Carl Beach, my mate, who was CEO before me of CVM, he's now president. He was kind of a Christian for a while and going around these Christian events and just bored. Honestly, just got to a point in his life. It's like, I can't keep doing this. So he was like, let's create an event where we have some fun. There's cars, there's motorbikes, we burn stuff. You know, we have a bit of comedy. There'll be a bar and an alcohol-free bar.
Burn stuff.
Yeah,
what, like, tense people or...
Mate, you got to be there to understand it. That's all I'm going to say. Some things you have to experience. But yeah, he just said, you know, we got to make something different. There's guys out there that are interested in this stuff, but are so kind of out of a religious framework. So we kind of just tried to put something together, and I wasn't actually on scene for the first gathering. So we've done 10 in the field. This would be our 11th year. I came in on the second event. But yeah, it just was born out of a desire to see normal blokes that love this sort of stuff have a weekend of it, but with a real meaning and a point to the weekend that's life changing.
And you spoke about how men are notoriously bad at organising this kind of thing. Is there any women involved? I know there's not
Oh,
on site,
absolutely.
but is there any
No,
behind the
there are.
scenes?
There
There
are.
must be.
Yeah. No, of course. There's women on site in our team, in our staff team. Absolutely. It's a unified joint effort. And that's an important point to raise because often single gender ministry, men's stuff, it can be a little bit frowned upon. But the stories of women, of partners of these guys, they are so grateful that we do this. It has exploded and it's so supportive, and encouraging to us to know that these women are in our corners. And yeah, there's women on the team. There's women work for CVM, and also a little sneaky reveal. Actually, next year we're going to be doing the gathering for women. It may not be in a field, it may not be in the
Wow.
shape. Yeah, so there's Christian Vision for Women is being born. Because obviously Christian Vision for Men is the charity that hosts and runs the gathering. And for a long time, we've really wanted to introduce women to Christ too, with the same passion, with the same fun. Because my wife would often say, "You do the gathering, you do all this stuff. Why can't we do it?" It's like
Yeah.
you absolutely can, and we're going to set something up for you. So there's a team of women that have taken this, and they're absolutely inspirational. So I'm just supporting them and cheering them on because they've
That's
got it.
amazing.
Yeah, man, it's great.
And I would love to see, when it's all drawn up, I'd love to see a list of the topics and the things that will be happening at the men's gathering compared to the women's one, because
Yeah,
they will be completely different. And sometimes, do you know, we are made to feel that, you aren't allowed to say that, oh, well, this is for men, this is just for women, and,
right.
women like these kind of things. And
Sure.
I don't buy that. I genuinely don't buy that because
No.
I think that men, we like completely different things that women do. And that's all right. That's
Yeah, of
okay for
course.
men to be men and women to be women.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah. I mean, my situation here at home, me and my boy, for example. So I got 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy. My boy absolutely loves supercars. He's mad about it. He rings me up when he's wearing from school. Look, Dad, I found this. My girls just walk past Ferraris, Lamborghini, don't even look. And they're so different, but that's the beautiful thing about it. But yeah, so the differences between the two events will be interesting. But I think there's still some common sort of like fire and I come back and my wife's like, I don't want to paint stones at a women's event. Like I want to sit around a fire and talk about faith and I want to listen to ABBA or a Queen tribute band and so it's all stuff like that. It's good, man.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, right. Okay, Christian Crafts, here's your stone.
Oh mate,
And
yeah.
if you could just paint a cross on there and leave it somewhere for somebody to be encouraged. I mean,
That's it.
that's all well and good, but it's not for everybody, is it?
No, it's really not, mate. And I think you're right in saying that it's not for everyone. And we're not saying this is one size fits all at all. There'll be people, and there's loads of people that just don't get the gathering. It's not their thing, and that's totally cool. But what's unique about the gathering? This is a gospel. This is a shot at goal for the gospel. We are out and out evangelists, and we are seeing men ravaged with addiction. So let me tell you one little story. Last year at the gathering, there was a guy who was wrestling with some severe mental health issues, couldn't get out of his tent. And we were able to get round him. And I said to him, mate, just come and sit with me at the front. And bear in mind, there's like 1,500, 1,800 people in this marquee. So it's busy. It's a noisy place. And I said, come and sit with me at the front. And he sat at the front, mate. He had a massive bottle of beer he put down in the grass. He had a joint, laid that down in the grass. And he just sat and listened to Beachy preach the gospel. And I was like, that's amazing. Like this guy, with all of his stuff, all of the snags, everything that's going on in his life and all the stuff that's tangled around his heart, in that moment, he was invited to hear the gospel. And he didn't need to get himself clean. He didn't need to, I didn't have a go like, don't bring that bottle in here. That's alcohol. No, it was just like, mate, come and hear the gospel. Come and sit at the feet of Jesus. See what happens.
And isn't it what the church should be doing anyway? The church should be going to the person rather than expecting the person to go to them. Because, like you said, would that guy that you spoke to, would he genuinely go into a church? The chances of that are very, very slim. But the fact that you and your team and other people as well actually came around him and made him feel comfortable enough to actually go and hear the gospel is an incredible thing, isn't it?
It is, mate, and this is the beauty of the diversity of the church, because we are out there and there's so many groups. You know, we're just one group doing this, reaching blokes, but there's so much diversity and range of people that are frontline. You know, they're like, no, we're going to reach these guys and these women. We're going to take the gospel right to the very edges, and where the sort of established Sunday pattern of organized religion or church comes in and supports this stuff is almost like secondary behind the line troops. It's like, we're going to keep you bolstered, we're going to keep you resourced, we're going to keep you in prayer, we're going to make sure that the weekend of the gathering, our church is praying for you guys. You know, and that's the sort of support we really need, because then even if you don't like what we do, you can pray for it because it's a gospel opportunity. And that's my heart, mate, for it.
And I can tell that it's a real genuine heart as well. And you and the team, you work so hard at putting this on, because you'll face your challenges like all of us do when you step out in faith and you're doing something different. There's a lot of challenges there. So to people listening to this right now, if you've never been before and you'd like to go, then you can go to the website, which is thegatheringformen.com, thegatheringformen.com. 8 hours. Sorry, 8 days.
I was panicking then, mate. I've got to go.
Going, what? I'm at home still here in Essex. 8 days, 9 hours and 19 minutes and 15 seconds until it starts. But tickets are still available, and you and a few mates could go down. You can camp. If you don't want to camp, because I know some people won't want to, then presumably you can stay on site and find yourself a hotel somewhere, can't you?
Absolutely. You can stay off site. There's a walk of shame if you do that, and we ring a bell as you walk out. No, we don't really.
Well, having said that, do you make Steve Legg do that? Because he refuses to camp on site.
Yeah, I mean, Steve's a beautiful man, and we give him a pass because he's so beautiful. We let him off. But mate, it also, if anyone's listening and can't afford, so at the moment the tickets are 130, 140 quid. If you can't afford it, then drop an email to admin@cvm.org.uk. I can't guarantee we'll give you a free ticket, but we've had a few really super generous blokes that just want men to go, you know? So if you genuinely can't afford to go, have a conversation with the office. And there's a form. We like to know, you know, if you're connected with a church, if you've got any mates, you know, we want to plug you in. But there's a couple of free spaces, and we'd love to just help anyone who's listening that really can't do it, you know?
It's an amazing thing. The website, again, thegatheringformen.com, and you can contact the team on there if you do want to go down there. But maybe, with it being difficult times at the moment, you can't afford it. Have a chat to the team, but tickets up there. Nathan, it's always a pleasure, and I promise that one day we will meet in person.
That'd be good, mate. I look forward to that.
You take care and be praying for these guys, because this really it's a leap of faith every year for anybody who organises events. There's so much that you have to do to make sure that people are safe, and also to make sure that people have fun.